Living the life.
Well, this brings us nicely on to our second guest of the evening, who's graduated last year in forensic science. His passion deep down lied somewhere else, and that place was gaming. Now, during his second year of university, he applied for a second course in game designs. It was at his final year where he then decided to set up his own company called Taaime Studios. Now, the team have been developing a new game app called Algor, The Eyes That Lie. And let's have a look at this trailer.
Bravery only leads to death. We cannot be hunted. Many have tried and now have ceased to exist. He is no different. He will fall, just like his forefathers.
Wow, that was very cool.
That was amazing. Just the graphics on that were
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I know.
Well, look, please welcome Edward Turay to the show. Thank you for joining us, Edward.
Thank you for joining us. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, that was extraordinary.
Yeah.
You designed that.
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
No help, no nothing.
No.
Just you.
No, well, I had a group of team, but I designed the game trailer.
So you designed the game and they helped program it and
Yes,
things like that.
correct,
That is extraordinary. Listen, we'll talk about that game. But is it available now? Is it out now?
Oh no, in the process of it getting designed. So that's why I came here to talk about a bit about the game and hope get some promotion and hopefully people can pledge on the Kickstarter that we have set up.
Fantastic. What's the story of the game?
Oh well, without giving too much, because obviously it's going to spoil some of the cliffhangers inside the game. But it's an action adventure game, and we come with an additional feature which we added onto the game, which is what we call alternative perception or optical illusion. I know some people might be familiar with some of the forums that we've been talking about, whether the dress was purple or whether it was gold.
Oh yeah, that dress thing. Yeah, I remember that.
So we've implemented that into the game. So every single user, every single game will have a different experience whilst they're playing the game.
Oh, wow.
So they'll be talking about, did you see that? Or I didn't see that, etc., etc. So we're in the process of developing the game mechanics to ensure that every single person that has a different experience leads to a different conclusion within the game.
I have to say, gaming has come a long way. I mean, you know, I mentioned earlier, my last gaming experience ever was with a Commodore 64. Before that, it was the Atari.
Sorry, I have to laugh.
You know what I mean? That's terrible. And that, it literally was. It was that. You'd put your cassette. You put a cassette in, wait there for it to load up, only for it not to load. You know, that's how it used to work.
You had to wind the tape, you know, with a pencil.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I remember graphics back in the day. It literally was. It was like this tennis game, and you had two things going back and forth like that. Pong,
Finger pong.
tick, that was it. And now look at what you've produced here, and you can see the breath or the moisture coming out of the man's or the character's mouth as he breathes. So yeah, it's really come a long way, gaming and just the whole graphical side of it, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, and with our game, it's actually what we're trying to do is bring a AAA experience. What we mean by AAA is next gen. So next gens are PlayStation 4s, etc. And we're trying to bring that onto the mobiles because we know that a lot of people have mobiles. A lot of people are engaging in the mobiles, and having that type of experience on their mobile phone is phenomenal. That's one question I want to ask you about the trailer when you was watching it.
Yeah.
Did you notice anything unusual or an extra character or an extra face while watching it?
No.
Did you? I did, no.
No.
Did you?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Well, there's actually roughly around 60 to 40% of people see either one face or two faces. So a lot of people either see one face or two faces, so we actually implemented that into the trailer. Just to give you a little hint, there's actually two faces. At the beginning, the character is quite an older face, roughly in his middle 30s. And then when you get closer to the end, it's the person is roughly in his 20s. So there's a bit of a twist there.
Well, there's something to look out for. If you've been watching and you saw one or two, let's tweet. Get those tweets in. We want to know how many faces you saw. Hashtag LTL at Islam channel. That's fascinating. Now, I know that the studio that you started, right? Because you did a big kind of transition, forensic science, is what you were studying, and all of a sudden you move over to gaming. You named your company Taaime Studios.
Yeah,
Taaime Studios, which is named for your grandmother.
Grandmother, yes.
What a nice thing to do. What motivated you to do that?
Oh, pretty much, to be honest, she's pretty much my best friend. And effectively, as you can see, she raised my mum, and some of her attributes has been passed on to me. And it was only before I started the company name, I was thinking about what the name to name it, etc. And when my mum gave me the actual explanation or the definition behind the name, it was remarkable. I had to name it after that. The Ta, the TAA, stands for sister or nurturer in my language, Creole, Sierra Leone. And the Ami is a breakdown of Aminata or Amina, which is the Prophet Muhammad's mother's name. So
sister of the Prophet.
So,
what a beautiful name.
Yeah, so that's
it
what
really
I thought.
Yeah. And then you've got that with you every time you're putting games out there and you're working on this. What's this gonna? Just a personal question: is it a PS4 game or is it an Xbox One game?
Oh, it's going to be on the mobile, so it's going to be iOS and Android and Windows.
That game, with those graphics, are going to be on a mobile phone.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
Can you get those graphics that were on a phone?
Yeah, at the beginning when I was doing the whole preparation and doing my little research, I was thinking, is it possible to have those type of graphics on mobile phones? And then I saw a game called Infinity Blade, and I saw how phenomenal the graphics were, and I was like, yep, you can.
See, because graphics have come along, and gaming's changed as well. Because we, traditional gamers will think of it as consoles and control pads, but with the kind of emergence of mobile phones and the way they've developed, and the smartphone in particular, now you can achieve incredible things in a mobile phone. You can those games. Most people think. I think people under the age of maybe 8 think of gaming in a more mobile or tablet world with the emergence of Angry Birds and I don't know what other games are there. Candy Crush and all this kind of stuff. But you can get sophisticated games like yours, action-adventure games on there as well.
Yeah, and even they've been developing, I think Samsung's already done that already. They're putting out the VR for the Samsung mobile phone. So you're going to see the virtual reality on the PlayStation. You can have that on your mobile phone as well.
Edward, we saw that trailer, and you mentioned that there might some people will see two faces, some people will see one. Now, we saw one initially, but we want to take another look at the trailer because I think if we look very carefully this time, we might see one, we might see two. Guys, let's pay attention. Let's have a look at this. Okay. So I see one. Oh, was that? No, that's just him breathing.
Oh, no.
That's just him
No,
breathing.
that's the breathing.
Okay.
But it was something that went past him. Was that the second face?
No, it's more of a spirit or sort of thing.
Okay, there he is. Okay, he's breathing. He looks a bit older now.
He's a young guy. He looks like a...
Well, he's young to you and me, but
Well, yeah, that's true.
There's
no face. The flames drop, but there's something... No, is that... No, that's not a face.
No,
just the
that
ground.
was a shadow. I still just see the one face. Only seen one so far. Face count one.
And it's the same guy. It's still the same guy.
Yeah. Oh. I only saw one.
Yeah.
One.
Two.
No. You saw two, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a production team in the background. Let us know if you saw.
Yeah. Did anybody see two?
Did anybody see two?
Camera people, did you see two? Anybody see two?
Actually, apparently saw two.
Well, oh, really?
Ashley saw two. One of our
Ashley
co-hosts
saw
did see
two.
two.
One of our guys here saw two apparently. Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess this is going to spark a social media debate. You're going to tear families apart with this. It's going to be extraordinary. Listen, it's a very cool achievement to try and work on a game. And I think a lot of people kind of live vicariously through you when they watch you because you took a very brave step to move away from a more kind of academic route to go into something that was your passion.
Yeah.
How long does it take to design a game?
I get a question a lot. It depends on the game and the complexity of the game. But this game that we're designing now, we've been working on it for the last year and 6 months.
Wow.
So.
And how much more time do you think it needs?
Probably next year, June, July. Hopefully, if we get the backing on Kickstarter, then we'll be able to get everything completed. Because at the moment, it's only one programmer, myself, designer, and the concept artist. So we're pretty much juggling everything at the same time. But if we get the funding and be able to have a bigger team, we're able to get it done.
Let's understand quickly. Part of your team's here in the UK, and part of it is abroad.
Yes.
So how did you find these people? What kind of skill set were you looking for when you were recruiting?
When I was watching some of like couple videos on Google and watched the internship, that was sort of people that I was looking for. Someone that's lively, happy, enjoys life, etc. That is vibrant. So when I was putting onto the job post on Indeed, I was looking for someone that's with those sort of attributes. I wasn't too fussed about how skillful they were, as long as they had that passion and drive to exceed in life. That was the person I was looking for. So when I did a couple of interviews...
And how does the balance work then? Because obviously you've got a team here and a team abroad. So where are they abroad?
We have one person in the US and 2 people in Vietnam.
Oh, in Vietnam?
Yeah.
So that's a huge time difference,
yeah.
managing...
Yeah.
And you're the glue in the middle, which is supposed to hold this all together.
Yeah.
Wow, you spend most of your life on Skype, I imagine.
Actually, with my mobile phone, I'm a freelancer, so when I'm talking to them, it's kind of similar like on WhatsApp. So I'll send a message at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then he will receive it roughly around 8 o'clock in the morning his time, etc. And then he will send it back to me. Then 6 hours later, I'll reply. So it sometimes gets a bit stressing, but
that is brilliant.
Yeah,
you know what I want to know more about is like your inspirations as a gamer, right? So kind of growing up, what kind of games did you like? What kind of games did you really get into that kind of inspired you to make your own game?
I always wanted to make games, to be honest, but I started off with Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1, yep. Then I started like other games like Spyro. When I started getting more involved in games, it was when I started to play the first game, Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was when I started seeing those type of graphics, I was just blown away.
Wow.
And then that was what was my pretty much my pillar to be effectively to be honest.
Do you know Metal Gear Solid?
I was going to ask Mark.
Don't ask me.
I know, me and you are the same. No. There's this
it's the best game.
A blank moment just
what was the last time you played a video game?
My neighbour was a cow in Ireland, okay? And that was the most
And she had no
exciting
USB
thing.
port,
So we spent a lot of time outside.
That's good. That's a good thing too, obviously. I mean, I think you've got to have a little bit of everything in your life. But I remember that's a pretty cool thing because people of my generation, we had the Nintendo 64. That changed everything, with games like GoldenEye and Mario Kart, which inspired so many of my driving techniques to this day. Honestly, I just chuck a... No, I don't. Don't worry.
Is that why you're such a great plumber as well?
Yeah, that's right. I'm a great plumber. Love my mushrooms. Honestly, kids, eat those mushrooms. They're good for you. They're very good for you. So this is great. So how can people get involved in your project if they want to? Because I know there's a Kickstarter campaign. How do people contribute to that?
You can go on the Kickstarter campaign. We have a lot of rewards for people that pledge. For example, if they pledge a certain amount, they were able to receive a 3D image of themselves as one of the game characters, or actual 3D printed model of one of the game characters with your face on it.
Cool. How much do I have to pledge to become a 3D image?
It's about £50, I think. £50.
I'm pledging already. I want to be a character.
Would he be actually in the game?
Yes, if you pledge more, you're in the game, but you have a 3D model, actual physical 3D model.
Like an action figure?
Yeah, of yourself.
Of
myself.
Yeah. You'd get an action figure of yourself?
I'd
Wow. This is blowing my mind right now. I've got to tell you, I feel like this is what we're going to get for Christmas. It's like everybody Islam channel. Hey guys,
here's a present.
So an action figure of me. Also comes with a gun and a microphone and a blazer and an old Commodore 64. That's extraordinary. That's not bad, but I might get
for £50.
I might get one too.
Yeah.
I might get one and share one for some of our other presenters. I think that'll be great. So that's very cool. So what do they search for on Kickstarter?
Just search for Algor.
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 Fantastic.
I suppose it's a form of crowdfunding.
Yeah, crowdfunding. Yeah.
Fund the project, and we can get this game off the ground.
Yeah,
right?
effectively, yeah. And more pledges will be able to have an influence onto the game, so people can can change the storyline or add a bit into it or have their own dreams into the game.
Fantastic. Listen, very quickly, how do people get in touch with you if they want to find out more about Algor or your gaming company? Yeah,
you can subscribe onto our mailing list, or you can go onto our Twitter handle, which is Taaime Studios, TAAIME STUDIOS.
I really want to thank all the technical team here at Islam Channel who do the hard work behind the cameras. They're bowing right now on camera.
Right, we love the team.
We
We
really
do love
do.
the team. It's a great team. But I'm afraid that's all that we've got time for tonight. As always, a huge thank you to our respected guests this evening. We've had a great show tonight. As always, thank you for attending.
That's right. And it doesn't end there. Stay with us on Twitter at Islam Channel, #LTL, and on Facebook.com/The Islam Channel.
Plus, don't forget you can watch your favourite clips again via youtube.com/Islam Channel TV. And be sure to email us your stories and community champions on LTL@islamchannel.tv.
Fantastic. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time of 7 p.m. British Summer Time. But until then, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.
Living the life. Living the life. Living the life. Living the life.